What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people be asking me who started the drill culture, who was the first to influence the drill culture. That's kind of hard to say because it was a lot of people doing this shit in the beginning. Not a lot, but it was people out here doing this shit in the beginning. I still want to credit Dro with creating the drill sound. I think we got to give it to Dro. He created the sound. But I'm not sure if he took it to the level to say he was the first. I think he was the first to come up with the name of it, and he's like the first to come up with the drill. I give him that total respect. But I think people speaking on who kind of took it to that level. A lot of people say Chief Keef. I want to say Chief Keef, maybe Lil Durk, kind of like sprinkle in a little bit of G Herbo. I do remember people like Goonie Looney, King Samson, Billionaire Black, and the crew he used to be with called the Buck Boys or something like that. I recall them in the drill culture way before I seen a lot of these other dudes in the drill culture, so I think they credited too. But to be honest, you got to think about it. FBG was a stronghold in the drill culture. They was as famous as Chief Keef was in the streets. Keef and them was famous in the street. They were famous in the streets too, don't get it confused, but FBG Duck was very strong and known in the hood. Lil J had a lot of ops, that whole community from KI, they were well known. You got to understand, one of Chief Keef's first songs to ever pop off, I believe it's 300, he said, "Fuck a Tooka gang." So he name dropped Duck and them and his homies in his first song, which means the hood knew them niggas. You get what I'm saying? Then Lil Durk, one of his first songs, L's, he name dropped BrickSquad in it. So you got to understand that those guys had a name in the drill culture way before the music was popping off. They just didn't get an opportunity to jump in the spotlight because Keef and Durk and a lot of the BDs kind of gained the spotlight first, got in the music industry, befriended a lot of people in the industry, producers, club promoters, engineers, people who's just in the music business. They met them first, told them all the stories of their lives while smoking and drinking. And then it's time for FBG Duck and them to get in the game. Nobody's going to fuck with them because they built a relationship with Chief Keef and Lil Durk. So no one's going to do no op shit and go sign the people who Durk and Keef and them told them about doing blunt sessions that was trying to murk them and murk their homies. You see what I'm saying? So it looks like Chief and Durk and them, but really they kind of blackballed, the rest of the ops and shit to not get them in the industry. And I don't know if it was purposely. It could have been unpurposely just by sharing these stories of war stories. Nobody want to sign nobody who's trying to kill their new friend. You get what I'm saying? But I do want to say I believe Pac-Man and DroCity is the inventors of the drill. But I do believe FBG and BrickSquad was real strong in the streets, and I think Keef and Durk and them took it to the mainstream level. But before they took it to the mainstream level, BrickSquad and FBG had a name on these streets on some drill shit. They was dropping drill rap songs too, But I want to say, if we're going to credit anybody with the drill, we got to go Dro, then we're going to go Keef, Durk and them, then we're going to go FBG and BrickSquad. Even though I kind of feel FBG and BrickSquad might come second. I know Keef and Durk and them took it famous and viral and, to the level where no one could ever take it to. But in the streets, not the industry, in the streets, FBG and BrickSquad was as famous as those guys on some street shit.